Hello everybody, this is General Snivy and welcome to the extra video of the Beetle Adventure Racing playthrough. At the end of the last video I did mention that we are going to be going on a flower box hunt, and that's exactly what we're going to do. With this newly unlocked Beetle, you unlock this Beetle by simply winning the bonus circuit. And this particular Beetle is the very best one in the game because of its horn. Push and hold the horn and you'll activate this Beetle's sirens. Doing so, all cars will stop dead in their tracks, allowing you to pass by without a problem. So that is freaking awesome. And this also means it'll make things a lot easier when going after each and every single one of these flower boxes here in this entire freaking game. Because all of the flower boxes are only obtainable in championship mode. You can't attain them in the single race or anything like that because there are no bonus boxes around. Even with the cheat to activate the bonus boxes within the single race, not really going to work. It won't unlock any cheats. Hell, I don't even know if they'll even spawn. But anyways, the first set of boxes are in Coventry Cove. The boxes themselves aren't too difficult to get to, but they are pretty tricky to find. And that's a common theme for each and every single box. And also, some of these boxes are going to be obtained out of order. So now that Coventry Cove is done, we're ready to head on off to Mount Mayhem. But before that, of course, I want to show off this little thing right here.
Cheat menu activated.
Every time you hit a flower box, you earn yourself a new cheat. Hitting one box will activate the cheat menu for the first time, and each subsequent box you obtain will earn you an additional cheat. Now it's time for Mount Mayhem's flower boxes. And man, oh man, these flower boxes are really tricky to get. And trust me, this is only the beginning of the true hell that follows suit. The first box I obtained is on this shortcut, just across this bridge and to the left, buried in the snow. A little tricky to find, but not too bad. As for the second box, it is just shortly after that shortcut, but coming on towards the final turn of laps 1 and 2. By the way, you only have 2 shots to obtain this because this path gets cut off after the 3rd lap. Or during the 3rd lap, rather. Also, kind of found this by accident, but I was intending to go this way anyway. So, there's box number 2. Now for box number 3. This is the hardest one to get in Mount Mayhem, in my opinion. What you have to do is take this shortcut on the right, like towards the very start of the race, and aim your car to the left. After you land over here on this snowbank of sorts, drive around for a bit and eventually you'll come across the flower crate. Once you do so, then the cheat is now activated and it's yours. Excuse me. A little bit of acid reflux there. Ugh. And there we go. That's all the flower boxes in Mount Mayhem. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet is, after attaining a cheat box, or more or less, after breaking a flower crate, all you have to do from there is just simply finish the race. I don't think you have to be able to advance in order to unlock the particular cheats that you found, but it's still a good idea to try and win every single race that you can. And really the best way of doing so is to use the police Beetle and utilizing its siren to the fullest. Now for the flower boxes here in Inferno Isle. Once again, very tricky, and also are very well hidden. First box is hidden within the first shortcut's hut. just smash through it at approximately 40 miles an hour and hit your handbrakes as soon as you land. Otherwise, you're just going to completely miss the crate. After smashing through the hut, just turn to the right, and it's on the right-hand corner of the hut of which you destroyed. As for the next crate, I'll show that off in just a moment. Right now, I'm showing off some other shortcuts that I managed to find during the race too. So, here we go. This crate right here is hidden at the very end of the race, and it's only attainable during this particular point. What you do here is relatively simple. Don't fall into the lava like an idiot. Instead, aim your car towards the door of that hut on the very left of the finish line, and once you smash through the hut, the flower box is just inside, and bada bing, bada boom, that cheat is yours.
New cheat activated.
So, despite me finishing the race, I wasn't able to find the last box, or more or less I kind of did, but I didn't at the same time. I just wasn't able to obtain it. So I had to replay through a circuit just to get back to Inferno Isle. And here we go. This box is a very tricky one to get indeed. You have to reach the halfway point in the village, and then as you're coming off of that jump, aim your car to the right and land on the alcove and just try to hit the handbrake so that way your car doesn't explode. And once you do so, just drive all the way to the very end of the alcove, and the flower crate is just waiting for you to smash. And that's all of the flower boxes here on Inferno Isle. And with that, another cheat has been activated. So that's sweet. Alright, on to the next course, which is going to be... wait for it...
Welcome to
Sunset Sands. In Sunset Sands, the crates are once again pretty tricky to find, but aren't too bad once you know exactly where they are. The first crate is just off the very start. Turn to the right and head towards the rocks and stay up here for as long as you can. Just take it slow and steady and drive around, and the first crate is right there. No problem, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Continuing forward with the race, head for this shortcut, which is just shortly after the main jump over the gap. As soon as you begin the race, just take the shortcut like you normally would, and instead of going into the pyramid and taking the ramp, head right and head to this very corner, and there's flower crate number 2. Now for flower crate number 3, this one's pretty tricky to find, once again, because it's hidden very well. Within the village area of this course, which is just after the whole pyramid scheme, just simply drive through a little bit until you reach a fountain, which is right here. At this point, just drive around the village. Try going to the left first if you went the same way I did. Head this way and you'll see a set of crates. The flower crate is hidden among them. Just smash right on through it and bada bing bada boom. Crate is collected and the deed is done.
way to go.
Man, I needed that. I actually remembered to bring a drink this time, so that's sweet.
New cheat
So with that, Sunset Sands flower crates are collected and it has been completed. So that is nice. Now, let us move on to the next course, which is course number 5. Yeah, we are breezing right through these particular places, and that is Metro Madness. Despite the name, the crates here weren't the worst to find. Oh, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but I did use a guide to locate all of the boxes. It took a little bit of thinking power to decipher the guide, but it was still useful nonetheless. The first crate will be located yet, that I promise you. But before I do so, I would like to show off a shortcut that I haven't been able to show off. Not until now. This shortcut can only be accessed during the first lap, and you have to be going fast. So, accessing this shortcut will allow you to cut about 25% of the track. So that is nice. You can pretty much cut the entire highway segment out completely. So once again, that is freaking sweet, but it only is available for the first lap, which kind of stinks. But that's the way it is. Now for the actual crate. The crate is located within the train station within the city. As soon as you enter, bypass the sign and head for the silver door that grants you access to the subway. Head up the stairs like you would take the shortcut, and instead of going left and following the signs, head onto the train tracks and go right. After doing so, just follow it all the way down to the end of the hall, and there's crate number 1. At this point now, I'm just showing off where this train track takes you. And at this point, it just takes you towards the main part of the course. So if you just decide to come up here for more bonus points, or to go after the flower crate, just follow this all the way down, and bada bing, bada boom, this will bring you towards the hotel. The hotel shortcut if you choose to take that path. And before we go to flower crate number 2 of Metro Madness, I would like to show off another shortcut that I found in Sunset Sands. And remember this sign? Yeah, I smashed through it like an idiot, and the sign did in fact say, "Good things come to those who wait." After taking the shortcut, just hit your handbrake and come to a stop on the red platform. Sit there for a few seconds and it'll lower itself down. Doing so will allow you to take this alternate path right through the underside of the pyramid, cutting through a good chunk of the course. Though granted, it's not really much of a shortcut in my opinion, and really it's not all that worth it in my mind, because of all the preparation that you have to do beforehand. First off, you have to activate the shortcut by going through the upper level of the pyramid, and that's really about it. Now for the other shortcut I found. This one's really good, especially for the final lap, because here you just simply ride on the upper left hand side and just speed right on through. Although this path can still be used as a regular shortcut, it's still very, very useful nonetheless. Now for crate number 2. This actually took me a couple of tries to get this crate. The crate is located within the little bridge-like alcove within the city portion, or more or less within the warehouse district. Now for the final crate here in Metro Madness. This one is one tricky little geek. What you have to do is drive until you reach to the top of the Royal Palace Hotel and aim for the right of the casino. Just be sure not to go too fast, otherwise your car is going to shatter upon landing. And just follow it all the way to the very end corner, and bada bing bada boom, the crate is yours. Pretty tricky one to find, but it's not the worst one in the game. Not by far. And after shattering and making it to the finish line, we still got the very last track in the game. And it's only about 15 minutes in, but we still have some other things to show off too in my journey to find, locate, and destroy each and every single flower crate in Wicked Woods. Within Wicked Woods, it's very highly recommended that you adjust the brightness settings on your television or computer monitor if you're playing it on there, in order to even navigate through Wicked Woods. Now for the first flower crate is located within the left-hand side of the chapel. The guide says to go to the right. That's a lie, go to the left after exiting the chapel. The second crate, which I managed to find, is located elsewhere. It's not in this path. I completely messed up here, but I did manage to find another shortcut, though I don't know if I took it in its entirety or not. I can't quite remember. Either way, it's very dark, and it's very difficult to see, and for that I apologize, but there you go. It's another shortcut that takes you to the dragon space. Even if it breathes fire on you, it still doesn't do anything. Now here's another shortcut that I found back in Inferno Isle. I kind of took this place by accident, and this particular shortcut, you have to go slow and just fall off of the bridge that's like an easy jump to make. Just follow it and you can get yourself a couple of bonus points if you're able to drive smoothly enough through there. Now for this next shortcut, it's in the same sort of path within Sunset Sands that I showed off earlier. It's just in a kind of different direction, and it's just not as efficient. At least in my mind, because you just can't go as far. So once again, same song and dance, same sort of direction, just... I think I took this particular path during the bonus circuit as well, but I didn't quite take the shortcut correctly, so there you go. That's just another way around the pyramid. On to the next one. Well, actually, this is not a shortcut. Well, it kind of is, but after failing to take the shortcut, I encountered something very strange. At this point, the game just crashed. What happened? Well, I'll explain this momentarily. Basically what happened, a car behind me shattered, and when the car in front of me... When I ran into the car in front of me, I think that car shattered as well. And since I didn't shatter with the car, the game just didn't know what to do, and it just crashed right then and there. Really strange. I really don't know what's going on, but if anyone who is able to data mine this game and figure it out, feel free to share. Also, I finally made the shortcut. How did I make it? Just go on the left instead of going through the middle like me, like I've been doing the entire time like an idiot. This path will allow you to cut through pretty much the majority of this, or no. It allows you to cut through a decent part of the highway, or just cut it out completely, but it still drops you off at the main part of the city. Now for this crate. This one is considered the hardest crate in the game. You have to be approaching it at least 100 miles an hour and aim your car to the right. Doing so will allow you to hit the crate and land on it, and there you go. Now for the very last crate. This one is considered a pretty easy one, but it's easy to miss due to the darkness. After exiting the village, there's a dirt path on the right. Follow it until you reach this haunted house. Enter the haunted house and head up the stairs. As soon as I can do it, ignore the floating skulls and the poltergeist trying to get you. Just simply head up the stairs, but do so very, very slowly until you reach the very top of the stairs, and boom, there is the last flower crate. It's in the very middle of the staircase on the very top. So with that, that's all of the cheat boxes in the entire game. And it's also all the shortcuts that I managed to find and show off to the best of my ability. Though some I wasn't able to show in their entirety or at all, but what can you do? I showed off as much as I could, and I found all the flower boxes, so to me, that's all that matters to me in the very end. So, once we are congratulated for our wondrous win, as I nearly got a perfect score, but couldn't quite do so, but that's what you get for going after flower boxes with a police car. So, if you want to know where all the cheats are, it's in the options menu and it's in the cheats. Here you can adjust the different cheats that you have obtained through this particular menu here, and mess with various settings such as the number of ladybugs and stuff like that. And this affects Beetle Battle and single races. Single races has the most number of cheats, and you can adjust all kinds of different stuff here. Like you can even change the cars themselves. You can change the environment. You can allow the Beetle's color to change if you want to. And you can even adjust the field of view if you want to, just for extra fun. And you can even change the music to make it play something completely random if you wanted to. So, for example, if you want to play something on play the song of Wicked Woods on Coventry Cove, it's randomly generated. As for the horn, you can even adjust the sound of the horn as well. There are 250 different special horns that you can flip through and take a look at. Once again, these are only applied for single races and Beetle Battle. Depending on what cheats that you choose to activate and not activate, it's entirely up to you. As for the effort of locating all the cheat boxes themselves, it was fun. Sure, I had to read through the guide several times just to decipher everything and figure it all out, but still, it was still a lot of fun. And the total time to unlock all the cheat boxes and locate them all took me 4.5 hours. Yeah, 4.5 hours to locate everything. But at this point now, I'm just showing off the records. All the records for all the tracks in the game. Though I wasn't quite able to clear all of the pre-made names for all the tracks, but hey, whatever. That's the way it is. And now, it's time to close things out. Before we do so, there is one little thing I would like to mention. Rendering this particular video right here was really tricky to do. After I finished editing everything together within Sony Vegas, for some reason it was throwing a fit, like at the very end of the recording session. Like, it refused to render the very last piece and refused to even render the credits within that one video. So, after a little bit of experimenting, I decided to render each individual piece. So what I mean by this is, like, I rendered the very end, me showing off the credits and showing off the cheat menu, and then the rest. After that, I put all the pieces back together within a new project in Vegas, and Vegas was able to render everything together. So, that was fun. It took me at least 3 days to figure it all out. But, that's okay. It's done, it's over with, and everything within this game that I'm able to show off, it has been shown. So all in all, this Let's Play is done. Very short game, there's only 6 tracks, but it makes up for it for 1, it's a lot of fun to play, 2, the tracks are long, and there's plenty of detail. Although not the most detailed to say the Luminous engine in Final Fantasy 15, hell no. We don't experience that until 2016 or 2015, whatever. Either way, it's still pretty. It's still very pretty to look at. Overall, the game is a lot of fun to play, and if you can locate this game, I'd say pick it up. I haven't really checked out the price for like a used copy, but it should be relatively cheap. Just don't go brand new. It's not worth it brand new. Still, I had a lot of fun doing a Let's Play of this game, and I'm glad to have been able to show off everything that I possibly could within the single player portion. As I stated earlier, the multiplayer portion I can't show off whatsoever because I don't have anyone to play with. And even if I did, Lord only knows how good they are, and even if they are good at video games, do they even know how to play this game? That I wonder. Hell, I haven't even played Beetle Battle since I was a kid, so I don't even know how to play it. But anyways, this is the end. I am done. This is General Snivy with the Beetle Adventure Racing playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this Let's Play, please remember to leave a like. Next time, my next Let's Play, whatever I choose to play. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.